I finished filling in the soil pit. It wasn't perfect, but I got most of the soil back in and then covered it with the patch of forest floor that I had dug up. So now let's just look at the context that we're in to think about this soil a little bit more. And I know I had a challenging time kind of sorting between the A horizon and B horizon. I will say we had a lot of fine... The main takeaway that I would like you to get from the soil pit is we had a very deep AH horizon, and we had lots of very fine particles in the soil as well. So, and let's look at some context here. I'm standing next to a creek, so you can see we're on a relatively steep slope. I'm facing upslope right now, and we're most of the way down at the bottom of the slope. You can see it goes down a little bit further, but we're really in a spot, and you can see this stream that I'm next to here, underneath these logs. Here, I'll find a spot where you can see it. So underneath those logs and rocks is this little stream. And this is kind of important. If you think about the water flowing down the hill, with regard to erosion, it's the fine soil particles that are most easily carried by water. So if you think about over hundreds of years or thousands of years, the water flowing down this slope, especially in the winter when it's very rainy, those fine soil particles are going to be washed away from the top. The top is going to be losing, the top of the slope, the upper slope, is going to be losing those fine soil particles, and they're going to get deposited in this lower slope area. Whereas sand and grit and grain, those will also move downhill, but not at quite the same rate. So for that reason, at the top of the hill, we would expect more sand and more grit and gravel. And at the bottom of the hill, we would expect more fine texture. And that's certainly, we found very fine textured soil particles in our pit. We still had a fair amount of coarse fragments. It wasn't a clay, for example, but there was a lot of very fine textured particles in there that have worked their way downhill. So I'm going to pack up my gear, and then let's hike up slope and do another soil pit at an upper slope position. So in the same forest, in the same area, same parent material and everything, though the difference will be being in a lower slope position versus an upper slope position. So we'll see how that soil looks.